All right. So let's share about the September 2024 incident response team. I call it analytics, but it's, how things went with us in September of 2024, last month. This is the incident response team. Let me share a little, I'll just describe it a little bit. Our team, we take a look at spam and phishing, and we report it to the authorities. That allows you to receive and review, that allows you to analyze it, that allows you to report it, and then you log your activity. Those are all important steps for an incident response analyst. Yes, it's elementary. Absolutely, it's elementary, but it is valuable. I went out and looked. If you want to go take a look at it, do a web search for how do I report spam or phishing, many of the links now say the Federal Trade Commission and the Anti-Phishing Work Group. Those are the two. And that's exactly what we do. So what you are doing is right in the middle of what we're supposed to be doing, what the public is told to do. But the difference is we're doing it as analysts, and we're getting credit so we can put it on our resumes. That's why it's here. Number one, it helps. Number two, it helps to add to your experience block on your resume. Okay? So don't sell yourself short. Yeah, it can be boring. Okay. So can many things. Driving to Yosemite can be boring until you get there. And then Yosemite is wonderful. So, just think about it that way. Don't sell yourself short. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to fill your experience blocks. Okay? These were the analysts that were involved this month that participated. Yep. 6 mentees and me. You guys all took part, took the time, spent time reporting, and then put it into the log form. Remember, if you don't log it, I can't validate it. So I can't give you a certificate of participation. Here are the stats. Total of 7 participants, 6 mentees and me. We had a total of 34 sessions. What I mean by that is 34 times somebody went into the report form and said, I just did this. It's not the number of reports that we filed. That's the next bullet. But this is the number of times we went in and said, I reported this many spam or phishing messages. You can do it. It depends on how you want to do it. You can do it every day, which is basically what I do, or you can save it up. Twyla, I'm going to want you to share about how you do what you do, but or you can save it up and do it all at once. Whenever you have an hour or two to spare, whenever it fits. We recorded 224 total incidents in September. That's a big deal. You may think that it's real simple, very minor, with all the millions or billions that are going out there, but you're making a difference. If you don't do it, you're not. If you do it, you are. Okay, so be happy that you're involved and trying to help discourage the bad actors. That's what we're doing. And total time spent, if you add up for all of us, 25 hours and 35 minutes. That's a big deal. I appreciate those who decided to do this month. And I encourage anybody that missed it to, get back in the saddle and try and get going again. Here were our statistics, a total of 1,736 reports that have been filed through our incident response team since we first began. That's something to be proud of. 1,736 reports that we filed with the reporting agencies. By the way, all of them say, please send us your stuff. Please send us your reports. They're not just available for it, they're asking you for it. Okay, so it's really good things that we do here. I want to encourage each and every one of you. And as you can see on the last bar, we set a new standard this month in September. Let me try and guess why we did that with only 6 mentees involved. We are now able to forward emails to prevent phishing at apwg.org. All you do is forward, and that gives you credit. Just forward. It's that simple. So if you see spam or phishing in your mailbox, you forward it, get credit. Take credit. And don't sell yourself short in terms of the time it took. I see a lot of people saying, well, it only took me 3 minutes. Actually, it took you a while to, be aware of this program and learn about the program, but then to receive it, analyze it, determine that it is indeed a malicious message, and then forward it. And then go to the report form and say, I spent time doing this. Put that all together, and no one should be reporting less than 10 minutes on the report form. Even if you say, oh, it only took me 1 minute. It took me 1 minute to go send, but that wasn't all that you did. So give yourself credit for that. I say 10 minutes per report is a very valid estimation. If you do a whole bunch at once, like a whole bunch of forwards, I had one where I did 10 forwards because somebody was emailing it to the incident response team mailbox. And I forwarded 10 of those to the APWG. So I said, I did 10 forwards, and it took me probably, 5 minutes to do all that. But I said, because of the time to read it, to analyze it, to determine that it's actually malicious, and then to forward it, so I said 20 minutes for 10. That was 2 minutes per one, per message, but that was only because I put them all together and sent them all at once. If you're doing one, give yourself 10 minutes, okay? That should be the minimum amount I see on our report form. Make sense? So the reason I think it went up is that we can now forward, and it makes it even simpler for you to get involved and to do more. So, top IRT analyst. And by the way, if we have a tie, both of the people who get the tie, if you want to try and figure out how to both get it, then you coordinate with each other. I don't care. I will give whoever does the most reports in 1 month, mentee who does the most reports, will receive the top IRT analyst award. And this month it was Twyla. Congratulations, Twyla. You've got about 4 or 5 of these now, right?
Thank you. Yes, sir.
That's something you should be proud of. Make sure that goes in your resume. I gave you a bullet that you can use to say, I was the top incident response analyst for the months of, and that will really say something for you. It is a real pride point to say that I did the most for this team this month. So, yep, anyone that wants to get this, all you got to do is beat Twyla. Just get more reports than anybody else. Think about that at the beginning of the month. That's what I do. I report 1. I'll report 2. I'll report 3. I know, Chris. But what I'm saying is, if you get spam or phishing, you forward it to the APWG, log it. That's all it takes. And you help the anti-phishing working group. Okay? You help them put these yahoos in jail. All right, so the next one, the I Beat My Mentor winners. Twyla, maybe, and who else? Any mentee who submits more than the mentors. And at the moment, the only mentor participating is me. So you got to beat me. Did anybody beat me? What do you think, Twyla?
I think I probably got you.
No,
No
sorry.
winner? I'll get you next month.
Yeah, you will. I did 96 reports this month because I was able to do a lot of forwarding, not just going into the FTC form, typing in people's names and addresses and phone numbers. I was able to forward. So I took full advantage of that. And give yourself credit. Okay? So these are all the people that have involved themselves in our incident response team since it first began. Notice that only 2 of the mentors have done this. So basically, you got to beat me every month to get that I Beat My Mentors award. And it has occurred on a couple occasions. So don't think that I am the unachievable goal. If you can be able to brag and say, I beat my mentors, that means that you are maximizing your ability to gain credit for the work you do. It's all available. All you have to do is apply yourself. I'm trying to make this program as rewarding as possible and as helpful for your resumes as I can make it. It just needs you to buckle down, tie your shoes, and get running. Okay? I want to give special recognition to Ron Van Bellen. He has 13 total months of participation, including 9 straight months here in 2024. Now, I'm going to give you a secret from Ron. In those 13 total months, he reported 37 incidents, 37 spam or phishing messages, total out of 13 months. There are numerous months he will report 1. But it gets him experience. I did it this month. I did it these months. I did it from this time to this time. I functioned as an incident response analyst. In the entire time that he did it, he filed about as many reports as Twyla did this month, to give you an idea. So spread it out if you want. If you don't have the time to spend, at least log 1. And that way you can start saying, I was an incident response analyst from this month to this month. Ron has figured out the formula to do that. And every month, pretty much on the very last day, I look forward to seeing this ding from Ron. Logged on, spent 10, 15 minutes, did 1 report. Okay, well, that's all he has time for. But he is preserving his winning streak, if you will. Do that. That's how you can, look good on your resume. Sometimes it's not all sweat. Sometimes it's strategy. Okay? And remember, this is what I put in our emails and on Facebook. When you do this, you're working for real incidents. I actually had somebody challenge me over on LinkedIn and say, what are they doing? They're not hired by anybody. And I said, you're right. But these things are bona fide incidents as defined by the incident folks at like NIST. These are real incidents. This isn't an example. This isn't a exercise. These are real incidents. If they make it to somebody's inbox, they are false negatives. That means the filter is wrong. Think about it this way. So reporting it as spam helps the filter. Reporting it as phishing helps to put the people into the sights of law enforcement so that they know that they're going to get in trouble if they keep doing it. You're discouraging the bad actors by doing this. You help your family and friends so that they also hopefully will get their malicious messages reduced. I have noticed that it's all going up. It is increasing. So at the very least, teach them to report spam or report phishing, because that helps to tune the mail filters. All right? At the very least, teach them not to just delete it. And none of you should be deleting your spam or phishing messages. You should be reporting them at the very least to the email provider that allowed them through to you. Okay? You log your time, so you learn how to report on your incident response activities. That is part of your accountability. Okay? So it's part of your job if you think about it that way. And you also make yourself subject to review by someone else, in this case the mentors, so we can go validate afterwards. Yeah, on this date he reported this many. On this date he reported this many. On this date he reported this many. That is a, unless this person lied 96 times, this is believable that you actually did the work. You add to your experience block in your resumes. Please copy and paste the statements that I put into Facebook and email this week for your resumes. Cybersecurity mentee is different than incident response analyst. The Cybersecurity Sensei team, that's us right now, are different from the incident response team. And I did that on purpose. So you can say Cybersecurity Sensei mentee, Cybersecurity Sensei incident response team, incident response analyst. Two different things. Yes, we're all the same people, but you're doing two different activities. Give yourself credit for both. Put them down separately. Two different blocks for your experience, okay? And then the last one, you become known to your family and friends as the resident security expert. No, you don't know it all. I don't know it all, and I've been doing this for 34 years. I go into meetings and learn stuff all the time. Don't let that stop you from turning to your family and saying things like, did you guys apply that update that came out last night? It's really important that you do that. After a while, they start to trust you, and you become the resident security expert. But you got to put yourself out there. You got to say, here's what I know. I'll just say this quickly. You guys know why this is called Cybersecurity Sensei? Do you know why I named it that? It wasn't just a cool name, although it is a cool name. Sensei is kanji. It's Asian. It's used in Korea. It's used in China. It's used in Japan. It's not just Japanese. It's kanji. In kanji, it's composed of two characters. If you look down at the bottom right of the screen, you can see it. Two characters. One means person, and the other means before. Sensei means someone who has gone before me. That's who you identify as a sensei. Not master, not teacher. Yes, they could be masters. Yes, they could be teachers. But it's just someone that knows a little more than I do. So that means that any one of you can help any one of you to learn by sharing. If all you do is come and listen, you're not enacting your role as a sensei. You know stuff that others don't, and you're not sharing. See what I'm saying? So we can all be senseis to each other. I learn stuff from you. So don't sell yourself short. Speak up. When you get into groups, say, hey, I'm a cybersecurity mentee. You guys get spam and phishing, forward it to me and I'll report it to the authorities. Something like that. It's real simple. And people will go, really? You can do that? Yeah. If you don't, I will. I want to make this world a better place. And they'll be like, huh. I now look at you in a different light. You come across as a force for good. Or you just come across as somebody they see at a party. It's your choice. If you share, you will get more people to, the word is called esteem, E-S-T-E-E-M, to esteem you better. Make sense? All right. And the last thing, I just want to tell you, I'm very proud of everybody that chooses to participate. You are making a difference today, even before you get hired into the career field. And that's why we do it. You are helping to discourage the bad folks. You are helping to identify yourself as a resident security expert, and you're getting experience in the process. Everybody wins, except the bad actors. And I want them to, change their lives, suddenly decide to go get a real job. It's too difficult to try and send these spam or phishing messages to you and your family and your friends and your coworkers. We've all gotten too smart, So I just want to tell everybody I'm very proud of you for what you do and how you do it. Are there any questions? Any comments? Twyla, I would like you to share about how you get these numbers every month. What specifically do you do that we can take as examples for how to do it ourselves?
I usually try to at least work on it once a week, but once I see your email, then that's when I go in through my email and see all the ones I need to report. Then I just start going, putting them in. I keep going till I'm finished. I do it that whole week. Some maybe 2 days, 1 day. Mm-hmm. That's how I usually do it.
Yeah, I think that you reported a total of 5 sessions.
Mm-hmm.
So that equates to about once a week.
Yes, sir.
Me, on the other hand, every time I get it, I forward it because I may not be able to get back to it. So when it arrives, it goes along with marking it as spam and blocking sender. Forward, block sender, mark as spam, done. And I move on, So I did it 20 times this month. Twyla did it about 5 times this month. And just go into the report form and remember to do your reports. If you do your report, you get credit. If you don't do your report, sorry. Okay? Make sense, everybody? Does this program work for you? Do you feel that you're making an impact? Anyone?
Do you mean the incident response? Sure. Yeah, it works as for me.
When I came up with this idea, I contacted a coworker who ended up being the CTO for the state of Maryland. And I said, I'm doing this program, what do you think? And she said, that is an excellent training method. when I go out and look, it's very difficult to find ways to get experience before you're hired. It's very difficult. So I put this together, and as far as I've seen, nobody else is doing this. Now, there may be others that are doing it. I just don't see them. So this is a unique opportunity that I really hope everybody takes advantage of, so that you can say, I got this experience. Also, the fact that you volunteered to do it means something to a hiring manager. Chris, you pointed this out for federal resumes. In the actual, from the Office of Personnel Management, it says experience is experience. It doesn't matter how much you got paid or whether you even did it, on a pay-by-pay basis. Experience is, did you do the work?
All they care about is how many hours you've done with that specific skill or specific task.
Yep. On a federal resume, you always have to remember, I did this many hours per week. That is required on a federal resume. They do not assume that you were full-time. If you don't say the hours you did, then you did 0, according to the federal government. So you always have to put hours per week. So with this, incident response, you're checking social media, you're looking through your emails, looking for spam or phishing, you're corresponding with your family, friends, and neighbors and saying, send me your spam or forward me your spam or phishing messages and I'll report them for you. You're doing the reports. It may sound like a little bit of work, but when you add it all up, it's the best you can do until somebody pays you a paycheck. So start learning now. Start doing that work now. And it'll pay off because you'll be able to put it in your experience block, and a prospective hirer is going to look at, I got these degrees and these certifications, hire me. And oh, by the way, I used to be I parked cars. Or these degrees, these certifications, you match up one for one, but then you say, and I'm also a cybersecurity mentee, and I'm an incident response analyst as a volunteer, and this is what I do. Wow. I will tell you that would register with me as a hiring manager, having reviewed a couple thousand resumes in my careers. That would sell me immediately. You're doing it because you want to make a difference. You're doing it because you want to make this world a better place. Not because you're technical, not because you're a geek, but because you have the right mindset to do this. That tells me that you're a force for good. Does that make sense, everybody? Okay, that's all I had for this day. I hope you all enjoyed it. Let's see. Chris, levels of experience. Okay. Number 1, I took a class or training on it. Number 2, I practice it at home as a hobby. Number 3, I do it for an organization. I do it day to day. And number 4, I teach it to others. I know the hotkeys and or the secrets. Great way to describe it. Experience is experience. Even little bits, even volunteer. It all adds up. Don't sell yourself short. Okay, everybody, that's it. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday and a great weekend, and we will talk next week.
Thank you.
See you guys later. Bye-bye.